I grew up in a quiet town where nights were dark and peaceful, and families still spent time outside together. This story happened when I was very young, back when my parents would take me everywhere with them. I don't remember everything clearly, but some moments stayed with me in a way I can never forget. There was a park near our neighborhood that my parents liked to visit in the evenings. It wasn't very big, but it felt open and calm. Trees surrounded most of it, and during the day it was full of kids laughing and running around. At night, it became quiet and empty. One summer evening, my parents decided to take me to that park. I was still very small at the time. I couldn't run around on my own yet, but I loved playgrounds. I loved swings, and I liked watching the trees move in the wind. My parents thought a short walk and fresh air would help me sleep better. The sun was already starting to go down when we arrived. The park lights had just turned on, and the sky was slowly getting darker. No one else was there, but my parents didn't think that was strange. My dad carried me to the playground while my mom walked beside us. He placed me gently on one of the swings and held me so I wouldn't fall. The swing moved slowly, back and forth. I remember feeling calm. For a while, everything felt normal. My parents talked quietly, enjoying the peaceful evening. The air felt warm, and the park was silent except for the soft sounds of nature. Then something changed. I stopped smiling. My parents noticed right away. I turned my head and stared toward the trees at the edge of the park. I don't remember seeing a clear shape, but I remember feeling like something was there. Something watching. My mom waved her hand in front of my face to get my attention, but I didn't look at her. My eyes stayed locked on the same dark space between the trees. My dad laughed softly and said kids sometimes stare at nothing. But I wasn't staring at nothing. I lifted my hand and reached forward, like I wanted to touch something far away. My parents exchanged a quick look, but they didn't say anything. After a few minutes, they decided to walk around the park before heading home. My dad picked me up and held me close while my mom walked beside us. As we walked past the benches and the empty field, I rested my head against my dad's shoulder. Then I felt scared. I started to cry, but not loudly. It was the kind of cry that comes from feeling uncomfortable, not from being hurt. My mom asked if I was tired or hungry. They decided it was time to leave. As we turned back toward the path that led out of the park, I suddenly went quiet. Too quiet. My dad looked down at me and noticed my eyes were wide open. I wasn't blinking. I was staring past him now. My mom felt uneasy. She asked my dad what I was looking at. Before he could answer, I smiled. I laughed softly. The sound surprised both of them because my face didn't look happy. My eyes were still focused on something behind them. My dad stopped walking. Slowly, he turned his head. Behind us, near the playground, someone was standing. At first, my parents thought it might be another adult. But the person wasn't under the park lights. They were standing in the shadows, completely still. They didn't wave. They didn't move closer. I lifted my hand again. This time, I waved. My parents froze. The figure shifted slightly, and that's when my dad realized something was wrong. The shape didn't look normal. The arms looked too long. The body looked thin and stretched. My dad didn't wait to find out more. He turned and walked faster, holding me tightly. My mom stayed close to him, her breathing quick and shallow. As we walked, footsteps followed us on the path. Not rushing, not chasing, just keeping pace. I laughed again. My mom started crying. As soon as we stepped out of the park and into the streetlight, the footsteps stopped. My dad turned around. The park was empty. No figure, no movement. just the dark playground behind us. We went straight home. That night, I wouldn't sleep. I kept turning my head toward my bedroom door. My parents said it felt like I was watching something move through the room. Sometimes I would smile at nothing. Sometimes I would cry until the lights were turned on. The next morning, my mom noticed a small dark mark on my arm. It looked like a tiny handprint. My parents took me to a doctor, but the doctor said it was nothing serious. My parents didn't believe that. Over the next few days, strange things kept happening. My toys would be in places my parents didn't put them. I would wake up laughing in the middle of the night. Sometimes I would stare into corners of the room and refuse to look away. One afternoon, my mom found dirt on my feet. We hadn't been outside. The dirt smelled damp, like the park. After that, my parents stopped taking me out after sunset. They avoided the park completely. Weeks passed, and slowly things seemed to return to normal. I slept better. I stopped waking up at night. The strange behavior faded. My parents thought it was over. Until one evening. We were driving past the park on our way home. I was quiet in the back seat. As we passed the park entrance, I suddenly smiled. I waved. My dad didn't slow the car down. We moved away from that neighborhood a few months later. I don't remember the park clearly anymore. I don't remember the face in the shadows. But sometimes, when my parents look at old photos from that time, they notice something strange. In pictures taken after that night, I'm often looking past the camera, smiling, at something no one else can see. And if this story made you feel uneasy, make sure to subscribe to The Haunted Echo, where true horror stories are always waiting in the dark. If this story gave you chills, make sure to subscribe to The Haunted Echo for more true horror stories that feel a little too real.